Yeah, for what? For losing. Stop it. All right, now what I'm trying to accomplish here is cutting some of this rug off so I can have something to work with. So I don't have to deal with a big piece of carpet. There we go. So while I'm waiting to make calls, I'll work on this. And what this is, I may or may not have mentioned it. It's out of the safe. I'm modifying it, the rack, because one is it was made of particle board and broke. I'm burning the pieces, and it only held like 9 rifles. So I am giving myself more room. How do you make more room in a closed area? They call it rearranging. All right, so now I don't. Let's first see if it's dried. Well, it is somewhat. Yeah, okay. It's dry enough to where I know it's going to work. And if I have to put a staple here and there, it's not a problem because nothing is going to sit on this at this point. If anything, it's going to be something small, not heavy, and like maybe a magazine or a box of ammo or cleaning rag, something like that. So I don't care if I put staples in a few here and here. I just can't have them in there. And you can't see where in there is right now until I start cutting out here. And that's what I want to do. After I did this and broke my ass on getting these loops cut out, because the jigsaw didn't want to do it. I couldn't make them tight enough. So I had to use the bandsaw. The bandsaw, the blades keep breaking. So after I was done cutting it out, it was a little uneven every now and then because of the the blades breaking on the saber saw, rather, not the bandsaw, the saber saw. And I couldn't have done this on the bandsaw because I didn't have a small enough blade as far as, the depth. So I know that I wasn't going to make these turns. So after I got done with the saber saw and blades breaking, then I had to go over there and get the drum sanders going and start cleaning it all out. And I can clean it up a little better once I get this out of the way. The massive part. Okay, now let me see. Where are we at? Okay. bottom one may go a little quicker, especially if I let this cut. Now, cut salt I can see. I think it's however, when you got glue on everything, I do something else. Now I've got one more here, and another one here. And then I can trim these up a little bit. I'll put a new blade in the trim it up a little better. And for now, let's see what we can do here. Again. I don't know if I ever told you the story, but we got married at the house. We had a JP come. It was our second marriage, not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but we didn't need all the hoopla, if you know what I mean. A carpenter, you know, that was his job. He was a carpenter. And he was a Finnish carpenter, and he worked for a company, and Johnny was his name. Johnny was his name, oh, D-I-N-G-O. Anyway, I said to him, you want to come over and put up some walls in this here? I said, the studs are there, I just want to close it in and make it look more like a room. Because I'm using it as kind of an office, if that's what you want to call it. You know, I had 3 computers set up, one long desk. And I was doing web pages and ham radio stuff. So I said, go ahead, fine. So she goes, do you? I said, well, yeah, I do. I mean, it was really that way. And the wife does do you? Yes, does do you? Yes, she does. And she looks at me, she says, yes, I do. Right? And then I told her, I said, listen, I'm not trying to rush you, but I was on hold with tech support for over a half an hour, and I got them on hold downstairs, so I got to work on my computer. But meanwhile, that's how that worked. Now this, I can see, you can see that this is a little scatsad, but I can clean that up a little bit more once I get the razor blade changed. I'm just doing a rough cut right now, so I don't care. Because if I make it too sharp, when I can't see the turn, I can only kind of feel it, and the blade will start digging into the wood. Here's what I'm hoping I can do now. What's Nicky doing? Making all kinds of noise? Well, anyway, you hear him out there? That's Nicky. Jen, which is the shepherd, is starting to do the same thing. She's starting to talk now when she wants to go up. Now, it's not like they can't go out. They have 24 access. But they just want to be with their humans. Mom. It's in, but it kind of seals itself. It cures itself, so to speak. So that when you're cutting again, the blade doesn't follow the cut that you just. fan of FN. They've never failed me. FN, 90% of the Berettas. Really. The youngest one, Michael, who is now working for the railroad, I don't know, he must have been about 12, 14 years old at the time. He came into the store, and I'm having a coffee with Splenda. He goes, you know, that's gonna... Okay. I got food all over my hands. Now that's actually bringing it right in, nice and tight. I don't want to have it too gun-ho. I want to make sure that I keep it without burning the wood and without burning too far into the carpet. There. That looks okay, but let me see. It's got a little water on it, may not work. I may have to get closer. Okay. And it cleans it up. Pretty good, pretty good. Well, that's like if you buy a carpet, you know, like from off the roll, and it hasn't got the binding put on it yet, or you just want to use it as it is. Well, it's going to start to fray on you. So get yourself a little torch, you know, butane torches. Put the flame on kind of low, cut it nice and neat, have some water next to you, and just kind of wave it back and forth. You'll get the feel for it. And it'll take off all those loose edges and kind of seal it up until you can get a chance to get a binding put on it. And if you don't care about the binding all that much, leave it like it is. Doesn't make that much of a difference. And it makes it easier to cut. I'm only doing this just to kind of make sure that it doesn't want to keep going. Alright, so here's what we have so far. Let me get this out of the way. So far! And get a license. You only need one license. If I get a license to use it. Alright, so anyhow. lost. Oh. Okay. No, I'm not. I'm looking for the rubber. The rubber! I don't want to cut a